Hello, Starwave Asia family. Welcome back to another breathtaking episode where we dive into the most astonishing revelations from the heart of the Korean entertainment industry. Today, what we're about to share with you is a story that feels almost too surreal to believe. A story about Hye Kyo, one of Korea's most beloved actresses, and Lee Min-ho, the dazzling star whose presence alone can cause an entire nation to hold its breath. The title you've seen already says it all. Hye Kyo's complete wedding revelation has left fans not only stunned but completely shaken, rethinking everything they thought they knew about her, about him, and about the hidden dynamics of Korean celebrity love stories. From her earliest days as a nation's sweetheart to her status now as a timeless queen of K-drama, Hye Kyo has always managed to keep her private life wrapped in a delicate veil of mystery. She has known love, heartbreak, renewal, and reinvention in ways that play out like the very drama she stars in. Yet nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared fans for the revelation she finally laid bare. When she stood before her audience and confessed details of her most guarded truth, the name that echoed throughout her words sent waves of shock through every corner of the K-drama-loving world. Lee Min-ho. Yes, you heard that right. Hye Kyo's revelation, which had long been whispered about in small corners of the internet and gossiped about in fan forums, was finally spoken aloud. She connected her story, her heart, and her future to none other than Lee Min-ho, Korea's eternal leading man. To fully appreciate the gravity of this moment, we need to trace back through years of speculation, quiet interactions, stolen glances, and subtle moments that fans now realize were signposts leading to this very revelation. The world first started murmuring about Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho years ago, when their paths began crossing at award ceremonies. To the casual viewer, it might have looked like simple professionalism. The polite bows, the respectful smiles, the way their eyes would meet for just a heartbeat longer than expected. But for die-hard fans who spent years studying body language, understanding celebrity cues, and sensing the unspoken, those fleeting seconds told an entirely different story. There was a spark, a warmth, and a subtle recognition between them that could not be denied. And now, with Hye Kyo's admission, every one of those moments feels like a breadcrumb leading us to the truth. Imagine for a moment the courage it must have taken for her to reveal this. Hye Kyo is not new to the spotlight. She has faced some of the most intense scrutiny any actress could ever endure. She has walked through publicized relationships and very public separations. And yet, through it all, she has carried herself with grace, with dignity, and with the quiet strength of a woman who knows who she is. To finally stand before the world and reveal that her heart had quietly been aligned with Lee Min-ho is not only shocking, it is profoundly moving. What makes this revelation so staggering is the fact that the two stars had never worked together in a major drama or film. Unlike many celebrity couples who fall in love on set, Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho's connection developed away from the cameras, in the rare moments where their worlds overlapped, at private events, at charity galas, and even during off-the-record industry gatherings. They found themselves drawn to one another. And while the media speculated endlessly about their personal lives with others, the truth was blossoming quietly, hidden in plain sight. Fans recall that back in 2022, when Hye Kyo walked the red carpet in an elegant gown that seemed to radiate light itself, Lee Min-ho was spotted watching her from across the venue. At the time, the moment was dismissed as admiration between two megastars. But now, with the revelation out, people are revisiting that clip with new eyes. They see the awe in his expression, the way his lips curved in the faintest smile, and the way her own eyes flickered toward him as though she knew he was watching. Hye Kyo's revelation wasn't dramatic in delivery. It wasn't meant to be a scandalous bombshell. Instead, it came in the form of honesty, spoken softly but firmly. She revealed that her heart had found peace and companionship in a person she had come to trust deeply. And when she named Lee Min-ho, the air itself seemed to change. Fans who were present described the moment as one where silence fell across the room, as though everyone collectively held their breath, waiting for confirmation that their ears weren't deceiving them. And then came the part that truly stunned everyone. She spoke of marriage, not as a distant dream, not as a far-off possibility, but as a complete, living reality. Hye Kyo revealed that she and Lee Min-ho had been quietly preparing for a future together, a wedding that they had managed to keep entirely secret until now. Can you imagine the scale of that secrecy? In an industry where even the smallest whispers are chased by paparazzi, where fans track the movement of their favorite stars with hawk-like precision. The fact that they managed to build a love story in silence is nothing short of miraculous. It is here that the story turned from shock to admiration. Fans, once stunned by the revelation, began piecing together memories, interviews, and photographs with fresh understanding. They recalled how Lee Min-ho once described his ideal type as someone graceful, strong, and able to carry herself with elegance under pressure. They remembered how Song Hye Kyo, in a different interview, spoke of admiration for men who were dependable, kind, and quietly protective. Listening to these words now, it feels as though they have been speaking of each other all along. And then there's the wedding itself, the part of the revelation that leaves fans with goosebumps. Song Hye Kyo described it not as a grand spectacle meant for the cameras, but as a deeply personal ceremony, filled with warmth, love, and intimacy. She revealed that the wedding had already taken place in the most unexpected and private of ways, attended only by their closest family and a handful of trusted friends. The imagery she painted was breathtaking. A ceremony beneath the soft glow of evening lights, flowers swaying gently in the breeze, and the two of them exchanging vows that no one else in the world had heard until now. For fans who have followed their journey for years, this is not just a revelation. It is a rewriting of everything they thought they knew. The narrative of two stars who were always seen as separate giants in their own universes has suddenly merged into a single constellation, a love story that will now be spoken of in hushed tones and remembered as one of the greatest surprises in K-drama history. Lee Min-ho himself has always been measured in his public statements, choosing carefully what to share and what to protect. Yet, following Song Hye Kyo's revelation, insiders report that he finally let his guard down. He spoke of her with admiration that went beyond romance. He spoke of her as his partner, his anchor, and the woman who taught him the true meaning of love away from the cameras. This is a Lee Min-ho fans rarely get to see. Not the polished actor, not the global superstar, but the man whose heart belongs to one woman. It's no wonder that fans around the world are both shocked and enchanted by this news. Social media exploded with reactions, from disbelief to joy, from stunned silence to emotional outpourings of support. Hashtags trended within minutes. Fan-made tributes began circulating online, blending clips of the two stars from various events, creating a love story that had been hidden in plain sight. And while some may feel a tinge of sadness, those who dream of their own fantasies with their idols, the overwhelming emotion is one of happiness. Happiness that two people who have given so much of themselves to their fans have finally found love and chosen to share it with the world. Song Hye Kyo's wedding revelation isn't just about romance. It's about courage, about choosing love in a world that often seeks to control it, and about reminding fans that behind the glamour and the fame, these stars are human beings who yearn for the same things we all do: companionship, trust, and a hand to hold when the lights go out. As fans continue to process this revelation, one thing is clear. This love story between Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho will go down in history. Not because it was scandalous, not because it was publicized with grandeur, but because it was authentic. It was real. And when truth is spoken with such raw sincerity, it leaves the world not just stunned, but forever changed. So, Starwave Asia family, as we close today's story, we leave you with this thought. Sometimes the greatest love stories are not the ones we see on screen, but the ones that unfold quietly, patiently, and truthfully behind the curtain. Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho have given us not just a revelation, but a reminder that love, in its purest form, will always find its way, no matter how long it takes or how impossible it seems. Stay tuned, because this is only the beginning of a new chapter in K-drama history. And as always, thank you for being with us on this journey. Until next time, this is Starwave Asia, bringing you closer to the heart of Korean entertainment.